The gravy spoon slips from my fingers, clattering against the ceramic floor of my parents' beach house kitchen. Warm brown liquid splashes across my apron, spreading like a Rorschach test of my family's indifference. From the dining room, just 15 feet and a lifetime away, laughter rises, clinking glasses blending with the hum of conversation. They've started without me. I freeze, listening to the cheerful din that washes over the polished marble countertops. Mum had promised we'd all sit together once everything was ready, but that was before Adrian's Tesla rolled into the driveway. 2 hours ago. Designer luggage in tow, winning smile in place, he instantly became the center of attention. To Adrian, for bringing this family together on Thanksgiving, my father's voice booms from the dining room, slicing through me. Like a knife. I've been here since Tuesday, chopping, seasoning, basting, cleaning. Adrian arrived just before dinner, empty-handed except for some bottle of wine someone probably handed him on the way. I bend to scoop up the spilled gravy, knees cracking against the hard tile. From this angle, I can see them through the doorway. Mom adjusting Adrian's collar, Dad pouring him another glass of wine, Aunt Sarah leaning in, hanging on every word of his latest success story. Not one of them notices me. 3 weeks ago, Mum started the family group chat with her usual holiday cheer. Thanksgiving planning. We'll cook whatever Adrian likes this year. He's been so busy with his new position. I'd suggested something. Different, a new restaurant on the bay. A break from the kitchen chaos. Her reply was swift. Traditions matter, dear. Besides, you're so good in the kitchen. Translation. You're so useful in the kitchen. I grab a fresh dish towel and wipe the gravy from my hands. My fingers have stopped trembling, but a deeper, unfamiliar shift is happening inside me. It's like tectonic plates grinding beneath the surface before an earthquake. I lift the gravy boat, filled to the brim with the rich brown liquid I've spent hours perfecting. Its silver base belonged to my grandmother, who probably stood in kitchens just like this one, serving men who never wondered if their contributions would ever be acknowledged. I walk to the dining room and set the boat down, firmly on the table. The heavy silver makes a satisfying thunk against the crisp white tablecloth. 5 pairs of eyes lift briefly, then return to Adrian, who's mid-story about a golf game with a client. Honey, Mum says without looking at me, could you grab some more ice for Adrian's drink? The request hangs there. Heavy and absurd. I've been cooking for 2 days. He hasn't lifted a finger. Before I can stop myself, the word rises from my lips. No. The single syllable lands like a stone shattering glass. Conversation halts. Adrian freezes mid-sentence, mouth open. Mum blinks, her social smile faltering. I'm sorry? She says. No. I repeat, steadier than I feel. Dad's face darkens. As he sets down his fork. Your brother drove all the way from Tampa. 2 hours, I interject. He drove 2 hours. I've been cooking for 2 days. Silence stretches like a taut wire across the table, charged with the weight of unspoken rules I've just broken. My heart hammers in my chest. This tiny rebellion could cost me the conditional love I've spent 35 years trying to earn. Mum laughs nervously, smoothing her napkin. Maren's just tired from cooking all day. She turns to Adrian. The turkey is exceptional. This year, don't you think? And just like that, the moment passes. The conversation swirls around me like water bypassing a rock. Adrian resumes his story, barely pausing. But something has shifted. For the first time, I've pushed against the current instead of letting it sweep me along. No, echoes in my ears as I sit, refusing to rush back to the kitchen, refusing to disappear into the background of my own life. I pour myself a full glass of wine, savoring the warmth spreading through my chest. Aunt Rachel, Mom's younger sister, catches my eye and offers the smallest nod of recognition. I see you, her gaze whispers. It nearly breaks me. The kitchen feels too small, walls pressing in as 35 years of invisibility crystallize into undeniable evidence. Facebook posts glow on Mom's iPad, each one a monument to Adrian's life. His achievements, his moments celebrated, never mine. Excited for Adrian's special Thanksgiving menu, one post reads, "Can't wait to taste what my talented son suggested. For our family gathering. My talented son." Not a word about the hours I spent shopping, prepping, waking at 5 in the morning, or slaving over the oven. Scroll after scroll of family photos. Adrian smiling beside Mom and Dad, me relegated to the corners, backs turned, hands busy. Not one photo puts me front and center. Not one. I close the iPad and gather the pies, hands trembling as I slide them onto serving plates. Back in the dining room, everyone remains seated comfortably. Adrian at Dad's right hand, Mom beaming. Beside him, Aunt Sarah leaning in eagerly. "Just set them on the sideboard, honey," Mom says without looking. "You can serve from there." I stand awkwardly, knife in hand, observing a family that eats the fruits of my labor without acknowledgement. "Adrian, tell them about your new place," Mom prompts, touching his arm. He leans back, chest out, stretching the designer shirt across his shoulders. "Just closed last week. Perfect little beach house in Siesta Key." The knife nearly slips from my fingers. "What Key West trip?" I voice it. I was never invited. Words fall like stones, sudden and sharp. Adrian shifts. "Uncomfortable." Aunt Sarah jumps in. "Speaking of family gatherings, Adrian, I've decided you should have Grandma's china cabinet. Perfect for your new dining room." My chest tightens. That cabinet I'd admired since childhood, dreaming of someday filling it with my own collection. "Thanks, Aunt Sarah," Adrian says, not meeting my eyes. "Well, we want to make sure these things stay in the family," she replies, as if I'm not part of it. "Adrian needs it more than you do anyway, Marin," Dad adds, smiling. Like he's doing me a favor. Mom and I helped with the down payment. Mortgage rates are brutal these days. The pieces click together. The same parents who called me financially irresponsible when I bought my Orlando condo 3 years ago handed Adrian a down payment for a beach house. "More pie, anyone?" I ask, hollow, mechanically cutting and serving, standing while they remain seated. Conversation shifts to Adrian's promotion, his golf game, his new boat. With every passing minute, the truth sinks. My only value is service, the meals I cook, the dishes I wash, the holidays I organize while they enjoy themselves. If I stopped, would I cease to exist in their eyes entirely? "Coffee, anyone?" I ask, moving toward the kitchen. "That would be lovely, dear. And could you bring more napkins?" "Adrian spilled a little gravy," Mom adds, glancing my way for the first time. As I pass Aunt Rachel. She reaches under the table, squeezes my hand, eyes meeting mine with quiet understanding. "I see you." The coffee pot hisses, bringing me back. I arrange the cups on a tray, straighten my shoulders, and prepare to serve once more. But inside, something has changed. A seed of resistance has been planted, quietly growing, ready to bloom. My phone chimes, a group text. Exciting news. Mom writes, Adrian is hosting Christmas at his new beach house. Everyone's thrilled. I stare, waiting for the inevitable follow-up. 30 seconds later. "Marin, I've made a list of your dishes. The usual stuffing everyone loves, your cranberry relish, those little appetizers with the puff pastry, and maybe your chocolate pecan pie. Adrian mentioned how much he misses your cooking." Before I can respond, another message pops up. "And honey, Could you come early to help set up? Maybe around 9. Adrian has an important client breakfast that morning. Think he was never by. My thumbs hover over the keyboard. The audacity is breathtaking. Not, would you mind making? Or, if you have time. But a direct assignment of labor. As if my time, my career, my life holds no value compared to Adrian's important client breakfast. I toss my phone onto the couch and walk to the kitchen. The headache that's been threatening all day pulses behind my right eye. Marin, did you update the Henderson pitch? My boss's voice cuts through the office buzz Monday morning. He stands at my cubicle entrance, arms crossed. I'm working on it now, I say, minimizing the Christmas shopping website I've been scrolling through. I'll have it to you by 3. No, it was due Friday. His disappointment weighs heavier than anger would. The client meeting is tomorrow morning. This isn't like you. It isn't like me. I've always been the reliable one. The one who stays late. The one who makes everyone else look good. At work, at home, everywhere. That night, I barely sleep. My stomach churns with acid that burns up my throat. The clock reads 3:17 a.m. when I finally give up, padding to the bathroom for antacids. This is the 3rd night this week. As Christmas approaches, the insomnia worsens, my body rebelling against obligations my mind trees to accept. I pull a notebook from my nightstand drawer. Things I want. I write at the top. Then I stare at the empty page. What do I want? Has anyone ever asked me that question? Have I ever asked myself? The next morning, I arrive at work an hour early. I finish the Henderson pitch, then start on next week's projects. When my boss stops by to check on me, I say I've completed everything due this week. I'm taking Friday off. Not asking. Telling. He blinks, surprised by my directness. Sure, you've got the time. Everything okay? Just taking care of myself, I reply, the words feeling foreign in my mouth. Thursday afternoon, Jessica from accounting leans against my cubicle wall. A bunch of us are having a holiday thing Saturday night. No family drama allowed. Just friends, food, and questionable karaoke choices. You in? I don't know. I hesitate. I've got so much to do before Christmas at Adrian's. Come on. She nudges my shoulder. One night for yourself won't kill you. Something about her casual invitation cracks the tension I've been carrying. I burst into genuine laughter for the first time in weeks. Questionable karaoke, huh? That bad? Horrific, she grins. Dave from It does an interpretive dance to total eclipse of the heart that will haunt your dreams. I find myself nodding. Okay, I'm in. The possibility of joy. Simple, uncomplicated joy, with people who expect nothing from me except my presence. Feels like coming up for air after being underwater too long. Friday off, I spent the whole day away from the kitchen. Outside, just by myself. Saturday, I was testing new recipes I found on the internet, prepared and went to hang out with friends from work. My phone rings Sunday evening. Mum's name lights up the screen. I consider letting it go to voicemail. That something inside me has shifted. Hi, Mom, I answer, keeping my voice neutral. Marin, I'm finalizing Christmas plans. Did you get my text about coming early to help Adrian set up? We're counting on you. He's so busy with his new promotion. I watch my knuckles turn white around the phone. The familiar script unfolds. Adrian's needs elevated, mine dismissed. The old Marin would apologize for the delay and promise to do better. The old Marin would already be planning which grocery stores had the best ingredients for all those assigned dishes. I'm busy too, I say quietly. I have my own life and career. The silence stretches so long, I check to see if the call dropped. What's that supposed to mean? Mum finally asks. Her voice tight with disapproval. It means exactly what I said. I have deadlines, responsibilities, and commitments of my own. I'm not just sitting around waiting to be useful to Adrian. This is Christmas. Marin.family comes first. Does it? Because it seems like Adrian comes first and I'm just expected to serve him. Mom gasps. That's not fair. He works so hard. So, do I? The words burst from me with unexpected force. I work hard too, Mom. But no one in this family has ever acknowledged that. No one has ever asked what I need or want. It's always about making things perfect for Adrian. I don't understand where this is coming from, she says, her voice quavering. We've always been a close family. The truth lands in my chest with stunning clarity. I don't need their approval to be worthy. I never did. All these years of contorting myself to earn love that should have been freely given. What a waste. I'll think about Christmas, I say calmly. I'll let you know what I decide. I end the call before she can respond. The following week at work, something strange happens. Jessica stops by my desk with coffee. Thought you might need this, she says. Placing it beside my keyboard. No expectations, just kindness. At lunch, my colleagues ask about my holiday plans. When I mention the uncertainty around family Christmas, Dave from IT immediately offers, a bunch of us are having an orphan Christmas if you want to join. Potluck style, everyone brings something they actually enjoy making. The contrast staggers me. These people, some I barely know beyond professional courtesy, asking what I want rather than telling me what they expect me to give. Thanks, I say, standing a little straighter. I might take you up on that. That evening, I open my laptop and begin drafting an email to my family. The words flow with surprising ease. Dear Mom, Dad, and Adrian, I type. I've given a lot of thought to Christmas this year. I've decided not to attend the gathering at Adrian's beach house. I explain my feelings without accusation, simply stating facts. Years of unbalanced expectations dot the toll on my health and career. My need to create boundaries that honor my worth. An hour later, my phone rings. Aunt Rachel's name appears on the screen. Your mother called me, she says without preamble. She's quite upset. My heart sinks. I'm sorry if she dragged you into this. Don't be, Aunt Rachel's voice softens. I wanted you to know that whatever you decide about Christmas, I support you. It's long overdue, Marin. Tears spring to my eyes at this unexpected alliance. Thank you, I whisper. After we hang up, I return to my laptop. Yet my phone lights up again, Mom calling. I take a deep breath and decide. I take 3 deep breaths before answering. Exactly as Jessica advised during our lunch yesterday. Hello, Mum. My voice comes out steady, a stark contrast to the nervous tremor that usually accompanies these calls. Marin, we need to discuss Christmas arrangements. She launches in without preamble. Adrian wants to know which dishes you're bringing. He's planning the table settings. I press my palm flat against the cool granite of my kitchen counter. I won't be coming to Adrian's for Christmas. The silence that follows stretches so long I check my screen to ensure we haven't disconnected. That's ridiculous. Her voice returns, higher pitched than before. Of course you're coming. Your brother has a brand new house to show everyone. I've made other plans. I maintain eye contact with my reflection in the microwave door, refusing to look away from myself. What other plans could possibly be more important than family? The familiar dismissive tone creeps in. My plans are important because they're mine. Each word comes out distinct, like stepping stones across a rushing stream. I've spent every holiday cooking, serving, and cleaning while everyone else enjoys themselves, including Thanksgiving last month when you all started eating without me. You're being overly sensitive. I cooked for 2 days straight. Dad toasted Adrian for bringing the family together while I was still in the kitchen. You promised we'd all sit down together. For the first time in our decades of conversations, Mother has no immediate retort. The silence carries weight. Well, she finally manages. I'm sorry if you felt unappreciated. I didn't feel unappreciated. I was unappreciated. The distinction matters. I'm making different choices this year. I'm making different choices this year. You'll break your father's heart. Her voice wavers with practiced fragility. He's been telling everyone how proud he is of his children. I almost laugh. When did Dad last tell me he was proud of me? He didn't even acknowledge my promotion last spring. That's not fair. She stops abruptly. He what? He's not good with words. She offers weakly. Not like Adrian. Adrian is good with words because you and Dad hang on every one of them. You've spent my entire life treating him like the star of the show while I work backstage. Her breathing changes. I suppose we've taken you for granted. The admission, however small, stuns me into momentary silence. My prepared arguments dissolve as unexpected tears prick my eyes. What would it take to fix things? She asks. When Mom asked what it would take to fix things, I hesitated. Should I give them another chance to change patterns built over decades? Or was it time to prioritize my own well-being, even if it meant spending holidays apart? I hang up without answering, promising to think about it. Jessica arrives at my condo, an hour later with takeout and her laptop. Operation Freedom. Christmas is underway, she announces, setting containers of pad thai on my coffee table. You're ridiculous, I say, but the knot in my chest loosens for the first time in days. Look at these options. She flips open her laptop, displaying a booking site. Key West has vacancies at that boutique hotel we've been eyeing. Christmas on the beach instead of Christmas in servitude. I stare at the images of turquoise waters and swaying palms. My family would never understand. That's kind of the point. Jessica scrolls through room options. Your happiness isn't contingent on their understanding. My phone buzzes with Aunt Rachel's name. Speaking of family, I murmur, answering the call. I heard you're skipping Adrian's Christmas extravaganza. Rachel's voice carries none of my mother's accusation. News travels fast. Your mother called in reinforcements. She wanted me to talk some sense into you. My stomach tightens. And I told her I'm visiting you in Orlando instead. The smile in her voice is unmistakable. I've had enough of Adrian's show-off mansion and your parents fawning. If you'll have me, of course. Tears well up again, but different from before. Really? Really? We can start our own traditions. Ones where nobody spends the entire day in the kitchen while others take credit. After we hang up, I book the Key West reservation for the days after Rachel's visit. For the first time, the holidays stretch before me like an open road rather than a predetermined path. My phone rings again that evening. Dad's name flashes on the screen. He hasn't called me directly in at least 3 years. Marin, he says when I answer, his voice uncharacteristically hesitant. Your mother mentioned you might not be joining us for Christmas. Before I can respond, a text from Adrian lights up my screen. Are you really not coming to my new place for Christmas? I've made other plans, I tell Dad, watching another text bubble appear from Adrian. I see. The uncertainty in his voice is new territory for both of us. Perhaps we could discuss this further. Your mother was hoping you might meet her for coffee next week. I consider the request, turning it over like a strange artifact from another time. I'll think about it. After we hang up, I read Adrian's second text. Mom's really upset. Can't you just come for one day? Standing in my quiet kitchen, I realize I'm smiling. Not from cruelty or vengeance, but from the strange weightlessness of finally being seen. They've noticed my absence. It's a start. Next week, Wednesday, the holiday music floating through Sunflower Cafe feels like an ironic soundtrack to the tension unfolding at our corner table. Mother sits across from me, her hands clasped around a mug of peppermint mocha she hasn't touched. Between us lies the worn leather photo album she brought, a tactical prop in her arsenal of manipulation. "Your brother needs you, Marin," she says, flipping to a page with Adrian's kindergarten graduation photo. "This isn't just about Christmas dinner. It's about family obligations." I watch her manicured finger trace the outline of Adrian's 5-year-old face while completely skipping over my photo beside him. Even in reminiscing, I remain invisible. Adrian has important clients coming. He wants to impress them with a traditional family Christmas. Her voice drops to a confidential whisper. "He specifically asked for your cranberry relish recipe." "Not for me. For my recipe. You know your father and I won't be around forever." Her voice wavers with practiced emotion. "Are you really willing to throw away your family over petty jealousy?" The words land exactly as she intended, like a punch to the stomach. For a moment, I feel the familiar guilt rising in my throat. Then I notice her eyes darting to check if her performance is having the desired effect. I reach into my bag and pull out my own folder. "I brought something too," I say, my voice steadier than I expected. I place 2 family photos side by side. The first shows last Easter's gathering, Adrian centrally positioned between our parents, while I'm barely visible at the edge, carrying a tray of deviled eggs. The second from Thanksgiving shows a similar composition, Adrian, raising a glass and toast while I stand in the background refilling water glasses. 6 holidays in a row where I cooked every dish. I continue, sliding forward a handwritten list. 32 family gatherings where I arrived hours early to set up and stayed hours after. Clean. 4 birthdays of mine that were rescheduled because they conflicted with Adrian's plans. Mother's face tightens. "We appreciate everything you do." "You appreciate everything I provide," I correct her. "There's a difference." I tap the list with my index finger. "When was the last time anyone took a photo of me enjoying a holiday meal? When did anyone offer to help? Me in the kitchen? When did my birthday get the same attention as Adrian's job promotion?" She shifts uncomfortably, glancing around as if searching for witnesses to my rebellion. "I'm not throwing away family, Mom," I say, my voice softening but not weakening. "I'm refusing to be the servant." Her mouth opens, then closes. For perhaps the first time in my adult life, my mother has no ready response. The holiday decorations surrounding us, twinkling lights and paper snowflakes, cast strange shadows across her face. Outside the cafe window, shoppers hurry past with bags of presents, their faces alight with anticipation rather than obligation. I pull out my phone and slide it across the table, displaying the confirmation email. "I'm spending Christmas in Key West," I say, "with friends who see me as more than what I can provide for them." Mother stares at the screen, her face draining of color as reality sinks in. Her fingers clutch her untouched coffee mug, so tightly her knuckles whiten. "You've already booked it?" The question comes out hollow, disbelieving. "Jessica and I leave Christmas Eve morning. But what about Adrian's dinner?" The genuine confusion in her voice speaks volumes. She truly cannot imagine a world where me brother's needs don't automatically supersede mine. "Adrian has 2 hands that work perfectly well," I reply, "and a kitchen full of appliances with instruction manuals." She looks at me as if I've suggested he perform brain surgery. "He doesn't know how to cook a turkey." "YouTube exists," I say simply. "I learned most of my recipes there when no one taught me." The barista calls out another customer's order. Holiday. Music continues playing. Life goes on around us while my mother processes that her reliable kitchen servant has resigned without notice. When our bill arrives, I take it before she can reach for her purse. "This one's on me," I say, placing my credit card on the small tray. no strings attached. It's a small gesture, that the symbolism isn't lost on either of us. For decades, every gift, every favor from my parents came with invisible strings, expectations of service, compliance, and gratitude for their conditional love. Mother gathers her photo album, her movements stiff and uncertain. As we stand to leave, I touch her arm gently. When you're ready to have a daughter instead of a servant, I'll be here, I say. I've always been here. You just need to see me. She doesn't respond, just nods once before walking out into the December afternoon. I watch through the window as she sits in her car for several minutes, not starting the engine, just staring straight ahead. That evening, Jessica helps me pack for our trip while sharing office gossip to lighten the mood. My phone buzzes with texts from Aunt Rachel, who reports that family channels are buzzing with news of my Christmas betrayal. Apparently, Adrian asked if the turkey comes with instructions written on it. She writes with a laughing emoji. Your mother told him to order catering, but your father insists on a home-cooked meal. I feel a strange lightness knowing my absence has created such a disruption, not from spit, but from the realization that my contributions were substantial enough to leave a gap when withdrawn. The family group chat has been noticeably silent. No guilt trips, no angry messages, just digital equivalent of stunned silence. As Jessica and I toast to our upcoming beach Christmas with glasses of wine, my phone lights up with a text. It's from my father, the first direct message he sent me in years, without my mother as intermediary. We need to talk. It reads. I set the phone down without responding, feeling neither triumph nor regret, just the quiet certainty that whatever happens next, I won't be returning to the kitchen while others enjoy the feast I've prepared. During Christmas time, the Key West sun warms my face as I stretch out on a beach towel beside Jessica. Laughter bubbles from my chest when our friend Theo performs an exaggerated impression of his boss. For once, I'm not bustling around serving others. I'm simply present, soaking in the moment. Marin, get in this. Jessica waves her phone, framing a photo of our impromptu holiday gathering. I slide between Theo and Jessica, smiling without reservation. A camera clicks, capturing my relaxed posture and genuine smile. 3 days in Key West, and I haven't once apologized for taking up space. Your pick for dinner tonight, Theo says, passing me the local restaurant guide. The simple act of choosing without calculating everyone else's preferences first still feels revolutionary. The seafood place on Duval. I decide without hesitation. Jessica raises her plastic cup to Marin, who showed us all how to create holidays worth celebrating. 11 months later, on Thanksgiving Day, the aroma of rosemary and garlic fills my Orlando condo as I slide the turkey back into the oven. The timer reads 40 minutes, remaining plenty of time to join my guests. Need any help? Jessica asks from the doorway. Actually, I'm good. The words come easily now. Theo's handling the potatoes. Rachel brought dessert. Everything's under control. When I enter my living room, Aunt Rachel pats the sofa beside her. This beats Adrian's stuffy dining room. She whispers, squeezing my hand. My Thanksgiving table looks nothing like my mother's perfectly coordinated settings. Mismatched plates surround a centerpiece of driftwood and shells from Key West. Theo stands at the counter, sleeves rolled up, mashing potatoes, while deep in conversation with Rachel's daughter, Emily. Wine? I offer Rachel, pouring myself a glass without waiting for permission. Your father called me yesterday, Rachel says quietly. Asked if you were hosting Thanksgiving. The mention of my father doesn't trigger the familiar knot in my stomach. How are they doing? Managing. Your mother overcooks everything. Rachel smiles. Adrian burned the stuffing last year. We laugh, and the sound holds no bitterness. When we gather around my table, I take my seat, not rushing to serve or kick if anyone needs anything before I begin. We pass dishes family style, each person contributing something to the meal. I taste everything, savoring flavors instead of worrying about others' reactions. Rachel raises her glass to traditions that nourish rather than drain us. To chosen family. Jessica adds, 2 weeks later, my phone lights up with my father's number. I answer with steady hands, Marin. His voice sounds older. Your mother and I were wondering if we could visit for Christmas. Stand before the wall where I've hung the photo from our Thanksgiving dinner. 5 smiling faces, mind-centered and glowing. I'd like that. I say, that things would be different. We'd cook together, not just me. And I've planned a friends gathering on Christmas Eve that wouldn't change. The silence stretches between us. Then, I think we can manage that. As I consider my father's request. I wonder if some relationships can be rebuilt on new terms, or if some patterns are too deeply ingrained to change. What would you do? Try to redefine the relationship, or maintain the healthy distance you've created? I hang up the photo, adjusting it until it sits perfectly level. Whatever happens with my parents, I've found my footing. This is my life now chosen, not assigned.